grab a glass of wine and get cozy because this is Girl Shit, where we spill the tea about Bravo books and bullshit. And here are your hosts, Delaney and Christy.
Okay, and we are back. Episode 2 of Girl Shit.
I know, I'm so excited. Now we're all official with our logo and stuff.
I know. It's just going to keep better. So if you're here in the beginning and things maybe don't sound right, look right, it's only going to get better from here, guys.
So should we just get to the nitty gritty?
Let's do it. So this week there was a new episode of Vanderpump Rules. A lot of shit happened. A lot of good shit. So we're going to talk about that today. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. What do you think? What are some of the notes that you took on this episode?
Oh, well, how much time do we have? But, okay, first thing I did really want to point out was the freezing of the eggs. Like, did they ever actually go through with fertilizing them with his sperm?
I don't think so.
Thank fuck for that.
Actually, you know what? I was on the way here today. I was listening to Give Them Lala podcast. And she said that they never actually went through with that, which is good. Because could you imagine, like, now, there'd almost be
It'd be a dozen wasted eggs.
Yeah, it'd almost be like a custody battle.
Yeah.
Because if those had been fertilized and they're considered embryos, they'd basically be in a custody battle, wouldn't they?
Yeah. So she actually went through with freezing the eggs. They just didn't fertilize them.
Yeah, so she froze the eggs. He didn't fertilize them. Thank God. But also, when they were talking about fertilizing the eggs, he was like, oh, I mean, yeah, like, why not? Like,
it's because you're screwing
red
your best
flag.
friend, right? Why not? Like, maybe we should rethink this.
Yeah.
Dude, people are crazy. I just don't understand, like, how he thinks he can just literally be ruining this girl's life behind her back and be like, yes, let's waste those eggs that are good and viable for you to have a child.
Yeah.
With my shitty sperm. Like, you are the worst. You should actually get a vasectomy so you can't have any children, because any more Tom Sandovals running around this world, we're in a dark place.
Yeah, 100%.
This world will go to shit if there's any more of him running around.
Yes. And with that, like, when Sandoval was like, oh, yeah, like, why not? Why don't I just fertilize her eggs? And Schwartz was just, like, lackadaisical about it. And I'm like,
everything.
God, like, if you, as a good friend, knew this was happening, because he 100% did, like, you should have been like, oh, man, probably this is not a good idea. But he just went along with it. And I'm just like, both of you are, oh, my God, so fucking annoyed.
So annoying. And, like, you know what else annoyed me? Like, after that episode, we see, like, coming in to, like, the next few episodes that, like, their relationship was not in a good place anyway.
No.
So to even consider freezing the eggs when you're not only are you cheating on her, but your relationship wasn't in a good place, like, that just doesn't make any sense.
No.
But that frustrated me, and he should have just been like, you know what, at this point in my life, I'm not really trying to do that, especially with the things you were doing. But people like that don't ever acknowledge, like, oh, I'm doing this wrong thing. They're just going to keep lying to the person they're with so that they can keep that relationship going while they've got the side piece.
Yeah. It's so annoying.
Disgusting. You know what else, though? I did, when Katie wasn't officially divorced and she was like, I'm not bringing any guys around because I'm not officially divorced. I'm like, but you are separated. So I wanted to pick your brain on, like, do you think if you're not officially divorced, you should be dating? Isn't that a tough one?
It is a tough one. Me personally, I don't even know. I mean, I can't even wrap my head around it, but I would say if you, because some divorces go on for so long, like some even years.
Yeah.
You know, depending on if there's kids involved and, you know, what else, if they have property together, all this stuff. So I feel like if you are, going through a divorce, you're separated, you are living not together at all, like, maybe you can start dating, but I don't know. I think it's a slippery slope. Me personally, I probably would never. I personally would just want to be done and, like, that's it for, like, years. Like, I don't even want to look at anyone. I just want to do my own thing. But there are some people out there that just needs someone.
Yeah, I don't disagree. Like, for me, I'll probably never look at another man ever again.
Yeah,
because men are hard work. But
yeah.
I know. I think it's a very, like, if you're 100% getting divorced, I think you should be able to free to date and not feel bad about it.
Yeah.
When the people separate with maybe the hope of reconciliation, I don't think you should date, because I'm pretty sure anything that happens in that period of time will be held against you for probably the rest of your life.
Oh, absolutely.
So I think you need to have, like, we're 100% getting divorced, attorneys are involved. That's it.
We're just waiting for it to be done now.
Yeah.
And they, like, have no sort of contact besides if there is kids involved, you know. Obviously, they'd have to. But other than that, and they have no sort of contact, they're literally like, yeah, mutually agree, like, done with your bullshit, moving on to the next.
Each other.
Then, sure. I mean, by all means. But, I don't know. It's very interesting. I don't like the... What do you think about the rules Katie set for Schwartz? With, like...
I don't think she gets a say. You don't get to give someone you're divorcing rules.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you're so out of line.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I've been watching a lot of TikToks. And, like, I felt like I was the only one that was, like, a huge Katie Maloney hater. But they're out there.
They are.
And honestly, like, I feel bad for her because she's just miserable. But I'm like, the way you act and talk to people, I'm like, you're just a cringe.
Yeah.
And, like, you don't get to set rules for someone you're divorcing. Mm-hmm. He's free to do whatever he wants. That's why he's not with you anymore.
Yeah.
Like,
and you're the one that initiated it.
Yes. You wanted the divorce. You have to be like, I want to divorce you, but here are the stipulations of me divorcing you.
Yeah.
Like, no, that's not. I don't think that's right.
Yeah. I don't think so either. Well, speaking of Katie.
Yes.
Just going to bring this up. It's not that I'm trying to be mean or anything, but...
I mean, our whole podcast is us being mean to...
Katie's boyfriend, Satchel. What are your thoughts? Okay, so he came on screen, and I don't want to be, like, mean or anything, but this guy looks like a Willy Wonka motherfucker. Like, you put pictures next to each other, and he literally looks like the old Willy Wonka.
Dude. Was speechless. She's out there acting like hot girl summer and not a hot boy summer for Satchel.
No.
I was like, there was puke in my mouth. Like, the whole thing. And did he even speak?
I don't even know.
No.
I don't think so. If he did, it didn't dawn on me that he was speaking.
No, forgetful.
Yeah.
That's, like, he's just a bump on a log, and she's just passing the time.
I think so.
And I think she likes the fact that he's younger than her, so she, like, gets off in, like, the Jaguar thing, because she's not old enough to be a cougar.
Oh.
Yeah. And then I think she said she's a puma. She's a puma, not a cougar, because she's not old enough to be a cougar. Although with that haircut,
I don't know. It's terrible. She's just such a Debbie Downer. I can't stand her. Moving on, Allie really has a good eye because she was like, okay, my friends don't do this. How Tom and Raquel went dancing with each other. And she was like, that's weird. My friend group doesn't do this, so that's kind of strange that this friend group does. But then everyone was literally like, oh, no, like, that's totally normal, yada, yada, yada. Like, that is so strange to me. Like, she really nailed it on the head. So I think she was, like, the first one to really spot anything.
I agree. I personally, I don't love or hate Allie. I'm, like, indifferent. I feel like she's there, doesn't bring anything to the table, doesn't take anything away. But that, I was like, oh, look at you bringing something to the table. Yeah. But I was also, I'm like, the way she does things kind of freaks me out. Like, okay, she's dancing with everyone that, like, you're telling people. Like, I would probably just tell James and let him go because he's a big mouth anyway. He's going to say it. Yeah. But I'm also like... Even when the other rumors about the open relationship, how she ran back and was like, oh, Katie said they're in an open relationship, so it's fine. I'm like, girl, you're new in this group and you're kind of stirring the pot.
Yeah, that is true. I think she doesn't... I agree with you. It's like sometimes she doesn't bring anything to the table. But also how... And I don't know if this is editing or what, but it doesn't seem like she really even likes James. No. Like the whole time she's just like so annoyed by him. So I don't know if she just like got on the show because or, went with James to get on the show or what? Because every single, time that they're together, she, doesn't really want to kiss him, doesn't want to hang out with him. And then stuff that he does say, she's just like, oh my God, I'm done. And early on in a relationship, right, you're, all over each other. You're, that person can do no wrong. You are obsessed with that person. Any new relationship, I feel like, is like that. So the fact that they're still really new and that's happening, I don't know if that's going to last. I feel like she just wanted to do it for the show. I don't know. What are your thoughts?
Agree. But, James is a giant ick. I mean, he is hilarious and very entertaining, but everything else about him, no one would date him. So I do agree. I think she's trying to get on the show. And, I mean, she's just a...
Yeah.
But I do think it's going to be interesting. But even when James throws these little tantrums, she's just like, ew.
Yeah. Which, I mean, yes, I would do the same thing.
But if it was a continuous issue and you were that annoyed by it, would you still be with him?
No.
Probably not. But that's what makes me think it's for the show. Because if you're annoyed by someone's behavior, and it's a consistent behavior of being a twat, you would probably just leave. And not be with him.
Yeah.
When Shorts and Tom were standing outside and he was talking about Ariana.
Yes, okay. Is this one that, kind of in the beginning of the episode when they were getting, food from a food truck?
Yes.
Oh, my God, yes.
And Tom was like, this is so weird. I feel like Tom has a crush on somebody.
Yes! This is what I was just going to bring up.
And I was like, yeah, bitch, it's Raquel.
Yeah.
And you probably already know that. By that point, I would feel like he would know.
Yeah. Oh, it was so funny, though. Because Schwartz was just like, I don't know, man. There's not, some sort of, physical connection. I just feel like she has a crush on somebody else. Mm-hmm. And Sandoval's like, yeah.
It's me. Yeah. It's me with my nail polish. Just can't help myself.
Oh, my God. He's just so ick.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my God. All right, what else happened on this?
Okay, I still find it so strange when Lala and James are in the same room that they had sex. It creeps me out still.
Yeah, no, it does.
I'm like, James is just like a little whippet. Mm-hmm. And Lala, is wild. I can't imagine little James Kennedy.
I know. I think it was fun to see on, the beach day where Schwartz is literally just going off on everyone now. He was screaming at Lala, him and James got in that fight when James threw the drink on him.
You know what? I don't know James' reaction for someone that's so over Raquel. I was like...
I agree.
I'm like, dude, I would have laughed it off and be like, whatever. It was,
Yeah.
But to be that reactive means you're still hurt about it. And if I was Allie, I would have been like, ooh, this is not a good sign for me.
Oh, 100%. Because it happens all the time. It looks like James gets so hot-headed, and Allie, I think she's even brought it up a couple times, you shouldn't be, if you're truly over her, why do you get so heated about it? And I think that, I don't know, it really is not a good look for James because it makes it seem like he really does, still love Raquel.
Yeah, I agree. And honestly, that was bullshit throwing the drink in the face. If Schwartz was actually, more manly, James would have got punched in the face. Oh. And he's like, don't you ever do that again. I'm like, what are you going to do?
Yeah, that's why he does it to Schwartz, because Schwartz won't do anything. Although Schwartz was coming back with some, fighting words. And then ever since then, Schwartz has been on one. And then when they were at the restaurant or bar or whatever after the fact, then he, came for Lala. He's like, oh, your laps.
I know. But honestly, Lala has been talking shit about him.
Yeah.
The whole time. So he's probably like, I've had enough.
Yeah.
And, I mean, James was like a joke. Mm-hmm. But also, I think James is underlyingly mad that they kissed.
Yeah.
So I think that, and then you make a joke about the engagement, you're still hooked on this girl. Of course your reaction is going to be hateful towards him because you still want to be with her, I think. Mm-hmm. Well, maybe not now. But previously, and before we found out about all the juicy gossip.
Yeah, I know. I mean, that was a lot of what I really wanted to talk about the episode. I don't think I put any major points. What else do you have from it?
The confessional when Tom Sandoval was like, nothing's changed with Raquel and I. Like, we're just friends. I'm like, good catch. Okay, we're having some microphone issues over here. He was like, nothing's changed between us. We're still just good friends. I'm like, do you not think we're all going to watch this after this? Like, 100% that you're going to get caught.
Yes.
Like, at this point in your life, you're like, everyone gets caught when you cheat. You know it's coming out. And you're sitting there in an interview or confessional saying, nothing's changed. We're just friends. Like, God, you must just be a sociopath.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. 100%. Like, a big narcissist. Like, he lies about everything. It's like, oh my God, it just drives me nuts how he will just lie straight to the camera. But it's like he almost like stuttered a little bit or like, so it's like watching it now, knowing what we know, it's like, oh, you stuttered a little bit. But I'm sure if we didn't know what happened, we wouldn't have thought much of it, maybe.
I know. And it just actually like gives me, like, I have goosebumps because Raquel and him are around all their friends, acting like nothing is going on. Mm-hmm. And then Raquel is still talking about shorts. And I'm like, you need a lobotomy because whatever is up there, it's not functioning on all cylinders. Because it's crazy. Like, I could not imagine being like hanging out with you and having all this fun and sleeping with your husband behind your back. Like that,
oh my God.
You are a terrible, terrible person. And the parents must just be so ashamed.
Yeah, I would think so. I mean, I would hope so.
Unless they, maybe the apple doesn't fall far from the tree.
And that could be it too.
Because, issues.
A lot of issues.
I also, when Raquel showed up to Lala's birthday party, to like mend the mistress fence.
Yeah.
And I'm like, Raquel, you're upset she called you mistress over all of them, but you actually are. Mm-hmm. Like, you're real life choosing to do this because you know for a fact Tom is in a relationship. And like, okay, Lala says she's not a mistress. The lines are a little blurred there, but Raquel 100% intentionally did that. So she is a mistress and a whore and a horrible person.
Yeah. But she tries to play it off like she is so innocent and just like this pretty little flower. And she's like, these are some of my best friends and blah, 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 blah. It's like, you're doing that to your best friend then. So
that says a lot about you as a person. And none of it's good.
No, none of it is good at all. Home wrecking hooey.
You are the lowest of the low, you scumbag. But also, too, like, there are some red flags. And I think, like, was Ariana just so trusting? Or was she just naive and not paying attention? Because there are some things that, like, the dancing at the Abbey, and there's a lot of little things that pop up that I would be questioning. Like, hold on a second.
Yeah, I would be too. But it seems like this friend group is just like so trusting of one another and that, we go out all the time or they go out all the time. And, it's been said that they have, they're two kind of different personalities. Like, she doesn't go out as much as he does, obviously. So he's maybe out all the time with his band and then with other people are there. And then maybe there's an after party and she's at home. So maybe she was just thinking it was just one of those things that, he just goes out and drinks with random people, but then it's just him and Raquel. I don't know. I feel like maybe she was just too trusting because after 8 years or whatever they've been together, she's probably like,
But could you ever trust anybody that how you started your relationship is how you lose?
No, exactly. I could never trust someone to do that. I would actually never be with a person that did that because I always say once a cheater, always a cheater.
I don't disagree.
So I think, yeah, I feel like I would always be on edge with him, no matter how long it's been, because how long were him and Kristen were together for
8 years?
Yeah, a long time. Mm-hmm. And then he found Ariana, and that started happening. So it's like, it's just like a cycle.
Yes.
He's cycling through.
He is definitely one of the people that has to get out of a relationship being something else, or being something while in a relationship. Another thing, I was watching Sheena's podcast, and they had Deb Chubb and Mackenzie on there from, I think they're on Love Island.
Okay.
And they were saying, like Deb was saying that they were all partying. They all went to one of the guys' house afterwards. And Tom and Raquel kind of like disappeared. And she's like, out in the night, I didn't think anything of it. But then when Raquel came back, her makeup was all messed up. They were gone for like, a little while of time. She goes, and now I'm thinking about it. She's like, oh my God, they'll probably making out. Or hooking up.
Oh my God.
Mm-hmm.
Probably.
Yeah.
Oh my God. There's been a lot of stuff coming out on TikTok of what's going to be on the finale with like little snippets of like what's been going on with them and like showing them behind the scenes, and oh my God, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be really good. And
the reunion is 3 parts, so it's going to be wild.
Yeah, it is going to be very wild, and I'm looking forward to it.
Yes, I mean, other people's train wreck is like entertaining for us.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, oh, absolutely.
As long as it's not our mess.
Yeah, it's like we don't really have drama. That's why we watch all the other drama.
Exactly.
Talk shit about it.
Yes.
And that's what we're here to do. Well, any other wrap-up notes for this last episode?
No. I think we covered everything.
Perfect. Well, until next time to talk more shit on Vanderpump Rules.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for listening to Girl Shit. If you had as much fun as we did, hit that subscribe button. Until next time, babes.